Penn State has landed a commitment from Elijah Littlejohn, 6'1", 210 pounds from North Carolina. Now, he is a 4-star across the board and is up there for the all-time name category for sure. We're going to be saying Littlejohn in Beaver Stadium. I can't wait. So a lot of intrigue with this guy across the board. Now, he is someone that when you go to look, if you look on 24/7, he is listed as an edge. If you look on 3, he's listed as a linebacker. So there is that discourse of what position is he going to play at Penn State. Now, I'm not sure if he is really tall enough to be a true edge at 6'1". Now, the main thing I've seen off his tape and just kind of looking around, I mean, he is fast. This is a guy that has some speed to him. He has some get up, and it feels like his closing speed, especially when he is playing a little bit more of off-ball linebacker. That is when you see him closing. It looks like he gets into the flats in an instant and can be that guy that could be a sure tackler type of guy. But this brings up an interesting conversation for me because is Penn State hunting these hybrid outside linebacker edge type guys? We saw it work with Micah Parsons, who didn't really get to play that edge role at Penn State, but who knows if he would have actually gotten a year 3 here, maybe he would have. But same thing with Abdul Carter. And I think we're getting into this world where we're starting to look at these guys and say, hey, why don't we get a guy that we think could be versatile and play both and play that edge or that linebacker? Or like I said, like those guys did switch back year to year. But it just seems like we are looking for more of those twitched up, meaning that they're speedy, they're quick to close on these ball carriers, but they're versatile, where they can play multiple positions on the defense. And then just talking about Littlejohn for a second, I'm going to say that name as many times as I possibly can because it's hilarious. My man Littlejohn, watching his tape, his play recognition is really, really good. And I think that's the other piece of that pie that you're looking for when you are getting that player that you can play in multiple positions, is they have to have good play recognition. Because if you are trying to bounce around and play multiple different pieces of that playbook, well, you gotta be able to diagnose stuff quickly. And I watched a couple Littlejohn interviews, and that was actually the thing he said was his most favorite part of his game was just his quickness, his speed, his ability to be able to get to the ball carrier. So I think also a piece of that is Jim Knowles and his type of defense that we run, where we ask those defensive ends to do a lot of things that most defenses traditionally do not ask their defensive ends to do, or even have the hybrid, 3 safeties thing going, like all that different stuff. And I think it's really not only just Jim Knowles. That's kind of just the future of college football as these coordinators get more in depth and they get smarter and they get even more masterful in their craft. They want as many guys that are as versatile as possible. So I think that is what we are getting out of Elijah Littlejohn. I would expect him probably to play a little bit more true outside linebacker, especially with Penn State, a team that is a true 4-3. Obviously not this year, but most years we have 3 linebackers, and I could see him more there. Like I said, mainly just because of that length. It is hard to play. If you're 6'3" and under, or really 6'2" and under, 6'3" is Abdul Carter. Once you get to 6'3", you're probably okay. But if you're 6'2", 6'1", starts to be kind of hard to play that edge position with that lack of length. So I think that's where we'd see him play more to start. But still, nonetheless, a good get that can play multiple positions. He is clearly athletic. He likes to fly around on the field, has good play recognition. That is something that you can work with. If you're Deion Barnes, if you're Dan Connor, it doesn't matter which position group, which room he is going to be in. I really like this pickup. And obviously, anytime you get a full throttle 4-star, that is a great addition to the class. So a great pickup here. I appreciate you guys tuning into this quick breaking news of Penn State commitments. Hopefully we have some more the end of this month, beginning of July. We got Kari Adams committing. We got Joey O'Brien. There's some big-time names that Penn State really wants to land. Coach Franklin has said it himself. So be on the lookout for these breaking videos. We will have them coming all June, all July. But I appreciate you guys once again. Please like, comment, subscribe. Peace.